26 because it became already quite long discussion. And then we make another part on 2027, 2030, so that otherwise people will not be bored. Just to summarize, it's year of absolutely change of financial system, governments, riots and protests, especially in the States. Russia will win more territory.
Yes.
Major events in February, which will change the world. What else, Christina? After August, fall of the real estate markets, and people will be the properties will be more accessible to people. Like that. What else? Not to forget to mention as summary.
Middle East area also going to become, the borders gonna become different, guys. And
yes, this also.
Yeah, we're going to go a little bit further, and I'm gonna explain why, because I can bring in Israel, Saturn gonna go its sun in 2029. So I would think there is going to be some kind of murder, suicide, what's happening right now for Israel. I use that term because of, something started over there, and I don't, people gonna move out, and Palestine gonna get recognized. So there it's also going to be a different kind of, what is that? Borders over there. And I do think we're gonna have an active flu season, guys. Saturn, Neptune in February 20. I do believe, I think something with ice. I don't know, maybe I don't know. Maybe they're gonna try to do something with our eyes. Put something into the vision, I don't, something I just see. Maybe my psychic ability also goes in, but yes. So, okay. Do you want to move forward?
We may, let's close this discussion. You want to move forward to 2027 now, or we close it now?
Okay, we can close it, and we can, okay, let's close this discussion. Okay. So guys, this is 2026, and we're going to restart with 2027, and I'm just gonna cut the video.
Cut it out.
Okay. All right. Yes. All right. Okay. So we can continue, and I'm just gonna cut it and just put.
Okay, Christine, if you want, we'd make today 2 videos. We'll make now 2027. If you want, put it on your channel. I'll put it. I will see when to put also on my channel.
Yes.
One this week, then in 3-4 days another.
Yes. That's what. Yes, I want that, and shorter. So yeah. Okay.
Yeah. If you put too long video, nobody's gonna watch it.
Yeah. Okay.
So now we start with 2027.
Okay. All right. Welcome again, guys. 2027. We are here again. We cut the videos, right? Because we don't want it to be very long. So, okay, Krasi, let's see what's going on in 2000. And you know what? Not repeat, because I just gonna repeat the dates, because Uranus Pluto going to trine again in June 15, 2027, and Jupiter Saturn going to trine again April 3rd, 2027. But we already talked about this influence in 2026, so we're not going to, but let's talk about Jupiter Uranus square September 10th, 2027.
And yes, year 2027 is a little bit less interesting than 2026.
Yes. That's why we can do it until the 30th right now, because we're gonna have a lot less aspects. Yes. So, and we already repeated, I don't want to keep repeating, but yes, let's talk about actually Jupiter, Uranus square, and after we're going to talk about Saturn and Pluto square, but it's already in 2028. So really, guys, everything is repeating in 2027. We have a new aspect we're gonna talk about right now. It's Jupiter and Uranus square. So what do you think about that?
Jupiter and Uranus square. Yes. Jupiter will be in Aries, very powerful in his own triplicity, being able to really bring amazing blessing in regard to enlightenment. And
Jupiter is
Uranus,
wait. Jupiter is in Aries. Jupiter in,
Leo. Sorry, what am
yes,
I saying?
Leo.
Oh my God.
Okay, all right.
Very sorry. I mean Leo. So Jupiter in Leo is about enlightenment, and Jupiter in Leo is feels very well because he's in the fire triplicity. So he will give really amazing blessing. I can't wait to see him in Leo on my ascendant. But the square of
Okay.
Uranus will, this will be like enforcing new spiritual realms, new philosophies, eventually new look at religion and philosophy and enlightenment and all this. I see it more as spiritual aspect than so much seeing it on the routine.
How about Uranus is AI and Jupiter is like, I'm not taking this and I'm going to rise against Plantier, for example. You're not gonna chip me, you're not gonna give me a digital ID because Jupiter and Uranus, they both very enlightened. Jupiter is blessing, Uranus is like Akashic record, the higher octave of knowledge, everything. You know
Yes.
what? Even with the square, somehow I feel like people want to know more and I think they will want to learn somehow more. And yeah, that's what I think. And I hope this square is going to actually, because the square is Martian in flavor, right?
And it
So,
will be sextiled by Neptune. Like Neptune
oh,
sextile Uranus and then Uranus square
yes.
Jupiter.
Oh, okay, yes. So
That's
that
why
means,
then could be philosophical, could be new religion, new stuff,
yes.
new healing techniques, some
Oh,
very new like breakthrough in healing, in medicine, different medicine than the Rothschild medicine you have now.
yeah. Very different because Uranus is energy and Uranus is frequency and frequency healing.
Oh, yeah. Very good. Mm.
Yes, that could happen. Okay, so we are improving. I mean, still a square, but we are improving somehow. So
Square,
I,
but like a square. Still, it is like imposing the new. Also on Jupiter. Jupiter can also be very classic because when you look mythological, Jupiter is the son of the great magician Enki, Marduk, and Zeus.
yes.
So this very classical energy and something very new coming to this energy. The square is always imposing things which you don't want. But later, sometimes you say, actually, it was for good.
But Jupiter also overthrown Saturn. And this square energy could be like a rebellion, young, like prince or vice president, somehow, somewhere, who is actually overthrown the recent father or recent government. Yes, it could be that as well.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, so this is good. Okay, let's go then to Saturn and Pluto square Krasi in June 23rd,
Oh,
2028. That is big. So we are in 2028, guys, and Saturn going to square Pluto June 23rd. And this is big because Saturn and Pluto conjuncted, that was the total, oh my God, that was the pandemic and the lockdown. And it was no, January 20th, 2020.
but you have it now after 8 years, in 2028, the square, right? You have it.
Yes, yes.
Oh, this can be, you know, when this started, they imposed lockdowns, but then also governmental structure changed already back then in 2020.
Hmm.
It means another level of change there because it started with this. It will continue always with this.
Yeah.
With change of the governmental, with the fundamentals of the society. This is what the two are, Saturn and Pluto. And it's always about falling down, falling apart. It's not building. This is not a building
No.
square. It's always destructive, extremely destructive. This could be so destructive that What will be seen will be believed in our eyes. It's like what happened with the 2020 with the
Yeah,
situation.
definitely financial
It will be
structure,
ugly. It will
very
be ugly.
ugly. Yeah, very ugly. Saturn, Pluto, very nasty energy. The square itself, and you know what? Not necessarily another pandemic, but I do think it's financial
Yeah.
and spiritual war, and it's war itself. It's yeah, it will be very ugly. And the financial structure and the whole gap, it's anarchy. Pluto and Saturn is like Joker. Do you know the movie when they are dancing the clones? That is for me Pluto and
Oh yeah. And Saturn so weak in Aries, like the governments will be weak, and they will. And Saturn is dispositor of Pluto, so this is really like falling apart, domino falling, tak, 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 ugly falling, not building falling. So
Mhm.
we had one falling in 2026. We would think, oh, that's it. No, it's not. That's it. It comes again in 2028. Another
Yes.
fall of structures and governments.
And by the way, this is the time when it's also going Saturn return gonna go on Israel's sun soon, and they have originally Saturn Pluto square in that chart. So actually, because it's a square by transit Pluto, it's gonna create for Israel a grand cross. And by
Oh,
tropical, the sun is in the eighth house. So that's why I said 2028 and 29, it's going to most likely end the state of Israel. We will see, but that's what I see somehow with this kind of like energy. We will see because not everything written in stones, but yeah, it could be. So Saturn Pluto definitely, like guys, if you have seen the movie of Joker, I'm telling you, I mean the one of my favorite. But also Saturn Pluto, you know what is the other one? The Mr. Robot. Did you see Mr.
no.
Robot? The series. Oh my God, that is deep state. Oh my God, Krasi, you need to watch it. This is actually a series, and it's everything about AI and how the deep state are controlling us. It's almost like the Matrix, but it is a long version of that. It is an autistic or schizophrenic guy, but actually he is not because he just sees and he feels very deeply. Oh my God, one of my favorites. So, guys, if you want to watch it, Saturn Pluto is Joker, Matrix, and Mr. Robot.
Yes.
Okay, anything else about Saturn Pluto?
Saturn, Pluto. Okay, Pluto at that time will be, I'm thinking of the degree. Yeah, it's exactly what we said. It is the
Okay,
second level of the governmental changes which we saw in 2000, and it became so bad in
yeah.
2020.
And it's gonna be sweeping out the old guys. It's done because it's
Yeah,
weak.
we did with this,
Done.
yes.
Yes. So there is another thing. We're going to
You
have
know, because it's like when you clean in your house, you think it's clean, and then you see, you see
yes,
something. You left this. Now I will clean the last.
yes,
Maybe
deep
like that,
clean. Very
deep
deep
clean.
clean. It's yeah, I mean, definitely. Listen, what about September 24th, 2028? We have Jupiter finally trine with Pluto. So financial, oh, Jupiter. Oh, okay, Pluto squared Saturn in June. 2 months later, Jupiter trine Pluto. What about if the new government comes in and the whole new order? Right?
Jupiter,
Jupiter is the
Pluto,
youth.
mm,
Saturn was the father who squared with Pluto, so the old going out,
mm.
Jupiter, the new, the blessing is coming in, right? Or what do you say over here?
It comes, but Sidereal, it's in Virgo. He's a little bit weak. So Jupiter, Pluto is in Capricorn. His dispositor Saturn is weak. It may
Okay.
not be the full blessing that we expect because the two planets are not very, very powerful. But in a trine, they produce much better financial results than when they're, of course, obviously in opposition or square. So yes, this can be indeed more hopeful for us, for people, because you see, when you saw now recently Saturn Jupiter square.
Yes.
Everyone feels financial crisis. There is not even one person on earth even who wouldn't feel there is financial crisis. So even this will be globally felt as a relief, but mediocre, not great, because the dispositor of Pluto, Saturn, because Saturn is in Capricorn, so the ruler of Capricorn, Saturn, is weak, so it cannot produce.
Yeah. And by transit in Sidereal, it's going to be Aries, and in its tropical, it's going to be in Taurus. Yeah. It's still
Yeah.
not good in Taurus because, it's still financial issues over there. And Jupiter is in Libra, bitropical, and Virgo, very weak, detriment in Sidereal. And in Libra, it's not strong as well because it's going to enter the Via Combusta after 15 degrees. So it's going to be a blessing. We're going to breathe again. Finally, there is a change, but they're still not strong. They're still young, and they still need to get recognition and power. So it is just something building over here, which is already going to be a blessing and positive, but not that strong yet at the beginning.
No, exactly.
So and then we're going to have Jupiter oppose Neptune in September 28th. Yes, and in October, Jupiter going to trine Uranus. So that one going to be positive, and Jupiter opposing Neptune. Yeah, that could be some kind of major inflation or spiritual war again.
Inflation.
What do you think?
This is not very, very rare situation. But maybe more spiritually, I would feel it because Jupiter will be in Virgo, Neptune in Pisces.
Health, health.
Health. Yeah, or again, additionally, you see how maybe we don't notice it because it doesn't happen overnight, but it is more like what is happening already. Like every day you see something new, which is helpful for our health, and it is not exactly what the hospitals and the matrix will propose to you.
Yeah.
So this goes in the same direction. I don't see it as a bad thing, this opposition.
Okay, all right. Yeah, this is two beautiful planets, though. It could be something to do with like we're gonna move away because there was before previously in 26, 27, we had religious ideological war, which is created full of.
New age stuff.
Yes, yes. It is like we're gonna be more spiritual than religious. We're gonna see the fish not in the fish tank but in the ocean, right?
Very well said.
That's what I think. Okay, that is actually not negative. And then we're going to have Uranus Jupiter in October 2028. We're going to have a trine October 27th, 2028. Okay, so that one is great for the financial system.
Yeah, already yes.
Yeah, and it's great for cryptocurrency. It's rising of technology. It's, you know,
And the trine also, you know, Jupiter in Virgo, again, breakthrough medical healing in terms of some good, like applying technology, like frequencies you said, more, further, better.
it could also be really good for education. Jupiter is education as well, and the way we understand, but that's higher education. It's like, and Uranus over there may be going to create holographic images or allowing everyone can have internet, even the third world countries. And finally, the third world countries going to be able to educate their children. They're not gonna be behind because, I'm watching the documentaries with the boys, and there is a documentary where the children has to go like 5 miles every day through the jungles and climbing cliffs just to get in school in third world countries and eat a little bit. So this aspect in 2028 could create the Starlink is available for free or internet for every single children and no children left behind with education. So this could
Okay.
it could be very positive for education. but definitely not in person. Unfortunately, Uranus is going to it's more like technology and online education.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
So let's move forward. We have two more Saturn and Pluto square Gs, that is in November 15, 2028 and March 29, 2029. So we're not going to talk about that. That is bringing back the same shims. But we're going to talk about 2029 Jupiter and Pluto square, and it's going to happen October 31st. And then Jupiter gonna oppose Saturn in December 2029.
Jupiter Saturn opposition. This
Yes.
is less harmful, I think, than the square. The opposition
Okay.
is less harmful. It is not so much of not being able to make money, but it's a little bit more like losing property and money. Because you know what I noticed, and also some ancient authors always describe Saturn Jupiter opposition like you lose property. You can lose your father's inheritance. It's about losses more than not being able to make money. It's like people will be able to generate money, but there will be so many possibilities of losing your property, your incomes, it's a position of losses.
So it's 4 years from now, and I think a lot of people who bought that in very high prices, and it's gonna go down when
Loss. Yeah.
2026, and it's still gonna try to pay for another 2 years, but eventually they say I'm done with this shit because I would pay 2 million out for a $400,000 house, and I'm not going to give that to the government. I just gonna go foreclosure and buy another house before because the house price is going to be down, and that's it. And I just gonna lose this kind of property. So I think that it's going to be tremendous lot of foreclosure all over by this time.
And of course, the decline in the real estate
Yes.
industry.
Yes. And why? Because we're going to have Tesla houses, people going to do, in tropical, we have Pluto in Aquarius for 20 years. That is like tribal living and minimizing everything. So when you minimize things, you need just a small house. People, are my children gonna go to university? Why do I need a big house to clean all the time? No, I'm okay to do just a small house, but bigger land so I can actually have my own food. And that's what we're gonna see that kind of things. We're
Yeah.
going so yeah, it's like the property, it's the change of the not only the value but the mentality and how we value actually living. In America, everything has to be big.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Because Jupiter exalted in the tropical, because and America ruled in tropical Western astrology by Sagittarius, by Jupiter in the eighth house, in Cancer exalted. So the houses, you have bigger car, bigger house. That like this is baloney. Okay, so the values how we actually. That's what I think. You think that's
Absolutely, absolutely. That's it. Yep.
Okay, all right. And then we're going to have another thing again, and we're going to have, let's go to 2030. And oh, Jupiter, Saturn, Jupiter, Pluto square. We were talking about that already previously because it squared before. But,
Mm.
but right now, no, it didn't. It didn't. So it,
Jupiter Pluto square. We mentioned like another step further after the Jupiter Saturn. Saturn Pluto conjunction.
okay.
I mixed it up. Yeah, excuse
Okay,
me.
all right. So then let's go to the 2030, guys, and let's go over here to Jupiter and Pluto. Oh, Jupiter Saturn opposition. Okay, we were talking about that. So that's it.
Mm.
So we good.
Saturn will be then in Taurus sidereal. He will. Uranus created the change in the financial system after he entered, and
Mhm.
Saturn after Uranus is entering Taurus, and in the meantime, he will be making aspects to Pluto, trine to Pluto. This is bringing more stability in the financial systems. But I'm thinking Saturn, Pluto, and then you have Saturn, Pluto, trine, and Saturn, sextile, Neptune. We have two cycles.
Okay.
Continuation of two cycles, because you have now on Saturn Neptune cycle, and in 2030 they will be making the first part. They will be making the sextile. At the same moment, you have Saturn Pluto trine in 2030 towards autumn.
Oh, yes.
And this is big. I think it is always about finances, but this may mean more traditional already. Like we, if let's say by then the new financial system will be established.
Mhm, mhm. And the new government, because Saturn Pluto trine, that is like the new government that came with Jupiter trine Uranus over there and Jupiter trine Pluto in 2000. Barry is there. I see you have to pet him all the time to stay still. So yes, the new financial system going to be stabilized and the new government going to become strong and stable. Because the Jupiter and Pluto trine, they were bringing blessing, but not that strong yet in 2028.
No,
And right now in the 30, they're going to become very powerful and really, truly blessing for everyone. Yes, with the Saturn Pluto trine, right? Because Saturn gonna be in sidereal Taurus and Capricorn Pluto, and we're gonna have sidereal Gemini and Aquarius. Yes. So the financial system and the government itself going to get stabilized, powerful,
this
strong.
happens on the seventh house of the horoscope of America,
Okay.
where they have their Uranus, so they will form conjunction. Also, new era for them.
Yes. The Saturn Uranus, my dear, it is like a new land. I think, and I always said by 2030, the United States of America could become like two or three
Division.
countries
Yeah,
and or two free states. It's not gonna be one whole country. It's,
no.
it's going to break somehow by that time.
In Russia, this is on their ninth house, more benevolent. More benevolent, but they have bad Saturn. Russia, they have, no, actually not so bad. In Sagittarius, the thing is, I'm thinking, Saturn will conjoin for both powers, will conjoin Uranus. For America, the seventh house. I don't see this as a very good thing indeed.
No, no.
No, could bring poverty even, because Taurus is always about the money.
Well, yeah,
Uh,
it's a trine, so somehow the new government could be like, because of its breaking, Saturn is land, right? And it could break down the country, or maybe Puerto Rico gonna be a
to survive,
different
in order to
country.
survive.
Yes. Or Hawaii also, or the Florida gonna, like just different states and different countries and not the United States. So yes, the poor, and there could be some of them going to struggle financially, even with the trine. Yeah. Because Jupiter, Saturn also opposing, but the trine between Saturn and Pluto, yeah. Yeah, it could still be a little bit negative financially, but I do believe the new system going to be established and somehow eventually it is bringing in blessing. You
Yeah,
know
because
what I
Jupiter on
feel?
their ascendant is always blessing.
And after the war, because we're gonna have new borders and new areas, and obviously we are entering ideological and physical wars. Look around what's happening. And so after that, it could bring on the the value of living. We just spend money. Everybody was like buying crazy, especially here in the US. They don't receive
Everywhere.
and I think the value of living, as I said, smaller houses, monetizing, we're not going to spend like crazy. And it's not necessarily very poor, but different values, simplicity.
Yeah. Yes.
We will see. Yeah. I believe in the train. Hopefully, it's not going to be terrible.
No, the train is a train. It will not be terrible, but still, it's a new cycle involving
Yes,
the seventh house, and the
yes,
seventh house of horoscope of country always involves the neighboring countries, and
yes.
also could be some conflicts, further conflicts with neighbors. But Saturn Uranus conjunction, they, it could be not so bad because the two mythologically are not friends. The Greek mythology,
Yes,
one castrated his son, so
yes,
they are not friends, but they share the sign together. So I don't see it as a planetary war, as some Vedic astrologers would say. Not a planetary war. It is in Taurus, Saturn has certain dignities. Uranus, to my understanding, is not bad in Taurus. So it could be just a new cycle related to their relationship with neighbors. And everyone is neighbor to America, because of its sizes. Totally new cycle with these also. They're neighbors. Um, because of the train, it shouldn't be bad, but it's
but
something new.
something new.
Um,
But you know what, Krasi? I was thinking right now because we have the tariff and the craziness what's happening in the US right now, and the alliances are changing at this moment, and it's going to affect us at least for 10 other years or 15, right? Because of
yeah, of course.
we are losing. Mexico is building like 2,000 hospitals. They are doing like made in Mexico everything. He's so cute. He's very impatient right now. Bear, very cute. And you know what? I think because of uh, the company is gonna go to create right now to Mexico, Canada, Germany, and they are aligning with each other's. US going to lose. Like for example, the Korean government take out the Hyundai because of they did the invasion on the Korean workers who were legally in America and working legally. And because of that, Korea said, you know what, we had a 1 point something billion industry here, we taking it out. You disrespected my workers, so that could be the effect, the aftermath of the recent political stage and whatever happening with tariffs and everything, and that could come back to us like, okay, we're going to go and start low and have to restart from low, trying to bring back companies over here and workers and yes, I agree. Okay, all right. All right, guys. So we gave you, and we're going to break the video in two pieces, so you're not going to get bored. And
First piece 2026, and then the rest.
yeah, then the rest.
Because 2026 is really the most important year.
Yeah.
I thought 2025 will be, but not. 2026 is also so very interesting.
Because we already started the ingress in 2025, so it is the 25-26 has very similar aspect. It just went back to previous sign, but yes, indeed, those 2 years are like, oh my God, yes, very 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 important, guys. Okay, so I'm very happy. Let me see. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening. Let me
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Christina.
and I just let me and bye for now. Let me just stop that.